Hey everybody, it's Coach Andrew here with Can Do Fitness, and let's get warmed up. So for this workout, we're going to be working on the legs, okay? So that's what we're going to do for this warm-up. So let's actually start on the mat, okay? So have a seat, make sure you got a mat, a bit of space around you. We're going to start with something I like to call the easy bridge. Now, we want to try to make these legs nice and close, nice and bunched up, okay? Because we want to develop the strength from that big bend position. So let's just start by getting the hips off the floor and back. And be conscious of what's happening at the knees. The hips are doing a lot of work right now, but just visualize generating some strength with the legs, even while they're bent up like this. We're just doing this for a few more seconds, and then we're going to move on to something a little bit different. Let's say one more rep, please. Okay, this is something I like to call the single leg windshield wiper. So I'm on my elbows, and with one straight leg, move over to the other side, feel that nice stretch in the hamstrings and that rotation in the hips, and then bring it back. And now I'm taking my other leg, keeping it straight, over we go, and then come on back. Let's do this just for a little while. Try to keep that posture, try not to roll over while this is happening, and see how deep you can go. You don't have to go very deep at all. Remember, we're just warming up, but who knows? Maybe we'll make some progress in that flexibility just by working on this kind of stuff. Okay, so we'll do one more on each side, and then I'm going to stand up and we're going to do something a little bit more dynamic. So on your feet, I'm going to go for a wider stance than I would normally do. I'm going to point my toes out just a little bit. Let's bend the knees. We're not going super low. We're not doing a full squat, but check it out. I'm going to go out on one side. I've just straightened out my leg, and then the other. If straightening the leg doesn't feel super good and bringing the toes up off the mat doesn't feel good, you can do this. You can keep the feet nice and flat on the floor, but let's just get used to giving one leg a bit more work to do than the other. And as a bonus, see if you can feel that stretch on the inside of the leg that is straight. Man, that's a lot of information, but that's okay. You know, we're just following along, just getting used to this, getting nice and warm. We'll do one more on each side. Okay, I'm going to face sideways now because we're going to be doing some reverse lunges. So check this out. Make sure you got that room behind you, of course. We're standing up tall. I'm going to take a big step back. You don't have to put your knee on the ground. And then bring it up, back to center. I'm going to do this with the other leg now. Big step back, bend the knee. Doesn't have to touch the ground. Up, boom. If this isn't feeling very comfortable, try holding onto a chair or something like that. You can keep your hands on whatever makes you feel more comfortable, but let's just practice getting a bit lower to the ground, getting that knee up, and then switching things up. I'm going to do one more on each side. Up. Okay, let's move on. We're going to do the tall bartender. I love that warm-up just because the name makes me laugh every time I say it. But I'm standing tall, I'm keeping my chest out, and I'm reaching across and bringing it back. Why the heck is this called the tall bartender? Imagine I'm a bartender, but the bar is way too tall. I got these two cloths, and I'm just wiping the surface of this bar down. I'm going to do one more on each side. Okay, let's go through it all again, starting with that easy bridge. So back down onto the mat. My knee just cracked, that's okay, I'm getting old, you know, these things happen. So I've got that tight bend in the knees, but up we go, and back. You can rest the hips on the floor every time. Just visualize generating that strength, that power with the legs, even when they're bent at such a steep angle. I'm doing one more. Okay, single leg windshield wipers on the elbows, straight leg, across, bring it back. Across with the other leg, bringing it back, just experimenting with what depth you want to go to. You do not have to bring your leg high up in the air like this. You can keep it nice and close to the ground and just roll the hips over with it. So just develop that mobility, loosen up those muscles, and then get ready to use them. I'm doing one more on each side. Okay, on your feet. Let's see that side-to-side lunge or that Cossack squat. Wide stance. I'm just getting a bit low on one side, then the other. Experiment with it. If this feels great, awesome. Try to keep your eyes up. We want to keep that good posture. We want to feel that nice stretch on the inside of the leg, as well as developing that strength one leg at a time. And again, if you want to bring that toe up for a bit of an extra stretch, totally cool. Do what feels good. Moving on though, let's see the reverse lunge to a knee tuck. So, again, we got that space behind us. Reverse lunge, knee up, bring it back. Other side. Reverse lunge, up, bring it back. Let's see, 3 more of these on each side. That was 1. 1. Here's 2 for me. 2 on the other side. Okay, according to my calculations, I got 1 more. Boom. And lastly, tall bartender 1 more time. So, reaching across, bringing it back, keeping that posture, keeping that good breathing rhythm, getting nice and loose, getting nice and warm. I'm doing 2 more on each side, starting now. 1, 1, 2, 2. All right, guys, let's have a sweet workout. Here we go.